So I've been down this road with will you wind up on this channel in regards to the Vaping Legion Network. I just did a video on this, and also I spoke about this in the past. The Family Smoking Prevention Tobacco Control Act of 2009 definitely gives the Secretary of the Health and Human Services Department the authority, if need be, to deem, or not only to deem, but also to eliminate or ban menthol from all tobacco products, if need be. Of course, they have to go through a whole rulemaking process to do so, notice and comment, and it'll take some time, like I said before. But they certainly can pull that off. They certainly can do that if the secretary so deems it so. So, and this is a perfect example. So I just want to show you a little bit. So it says this out of futurety, I guess, .org. Its courts would likely uphold FDA's menthol cigarette ban, and the menthol would be applied across the board to all tobacco products, not just cigarettes. So it says, let me make that just a little bit bigger. Says the 2009 Family Smoking Prevention Tobacco Control Act provided the FDA with broad authority to regulate the manufacturing, marketing, distribution of tobacco products, including banning flavored cigarettes to protect public health. However, the act didn't ban menthol cigarettes, which adolescents, women, LGBT populations, and racial ethnic minority groups, particularly African Americans, disproportionately use. Researchers anticipated arguments the tobacco industry is likely to use in a lawsuit challenging the FDA's authority to ban menthol cigarettes, weighed the strength of the scientific evidence justifying a menthol ban, and considered the potential for illicit trade to undermine the effectiveness of a menthol ban. After considering those factors, researchers conclude that the FDA rule banning menthol cigarettes is likely to survive a lawsuit. The FDA has sought public comments on menthol 2 previous times this decade without following through. In late 2018, then FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb showed commitment to a menthol ban that the FDA had not displayed previously. There is no indication that his resignation in March 2019 will alter the FDA's course of or priorities. Lead author Kevin Schroff, a member of the Rutgers Center for Tobacco Studies and a faculty member at the Rutgers School of Public Health, stated all cigarettes are deadly. Menthol cigarettes are particularly nefarious because the tobacco industry has designed them as starter products that mask the harshness of smoking, leading to more smokers overall. He goes on to say, additionally, menthol cigarettes are even harder to quit than non-menthol cigarettes. This paper shows that right now the FDA has the scientific evidence and legal power to pull these deadly products from the market, saving thousands of lives, especially in communities that have been targeted historically by menthol marketing. Even if the FDA proceeds expeditiously, the rulemaking process may take at least 2 years without including potential litigation delays. In the meanwhile, local jurisdictions like San Francisco have banned the sale of menthol and other flavored tobacco products. And see, that's a perfect example. I mean, in the Tobacco Control Act of 2009, it states that the Secretary of the Health and Human Services Department, he or she cannot ban tobacco. That is the leaf itself, the tobacco plant, okay? But menthol is a flavor. It's made in a lab. It's added to the tobacco. In other words, a tobacco plant doesn't come out, is not grown from the ground up with menthol in it. No, it's tobacco. Tobacco. Now, there's like mint, maybe, that's, comes from a plant, but that mint is made in a lab somehow or another to produce a menthol. In other words, there's not a menthol plant out there. And then even if there was, the way it would go, at least legally speaking, I'm not talking so much, figuratively speaking, speaking in terms of legality, the way the Family Smoking Prevention Tobacco Control Act reads is tobacco itself, the leaf, the plant, tobacco, is grandfathered in. All the other flavors or all the other products outside of the tobacco leaf itself can be banned at any time the Secretary so deems it so. Now, of course, they have to go through, like it says, a rulemaking process, and it can take a while. It take probably 2 to 10 years, probably 10 years before it even happens. By the time it get through litigation, goes up on appeal, oh, absolutely. It'll take a long while before they actually ban menthol. You know, it'll happen eventually, but it'll take a long while. I mean, Philip Morris, R.J. Reynolds, all these characters are going to challenge it. I mean, they certainly got the billions to challenge it. It's going to go up on appeal. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Take 2 years in the lower court, another 2 years on the upper court. Oh, yeah. Might even go to the U.S. Supreme Court, though I doubt it. It'll probably just go to the Court of Appeals, federal court, and then that'll be it. But that right there is 4 years. Then you got the rulemaking process of the FDA, HHS. So that's a good, 2 to 4 years right there. I mean, they could shorten it, but probably knowing the FDA, they'll drag their feet on that. So that right there is 2 to 4 to 4 to 8 years right there. So eventually, in other words, if the FDA or HHS didn't have to go through a whole rulemaking process, and there were no lawsuits filed in a court of law, menthol would be banned overnight. Absolutely, by the secretary. If he was like a dictator, completely a dictator, like, I am the law, I am the king, no menthol at all, now no longer in any kind of tobacco products, guess what? Yes, absolutely. It's the end of menthol in any tobacco product. But of course, the secretary, we don't live in a dictatorship or in a kingdom, and therefore he has to go through a process. And then once it goes through the executive aspect, then it has to go through judicially. Now, Congress can ban menthol, but that'll be also challenged in a court of law as well. That's what these tobacco companies do. That's what they do, But anyway, I just want to show you this. But yeah, definitely will survive any kind of judicial court filing. Absolutely. I just want to share this little thing with you, and that's it. Bye-bye.